What I'm dealing with is hard because it involves more than just my heart. It involves a lot of little hearts. You know, we have 4 kids, and divorce is never easy. And we're both from divorced families.
For years, Kelly Clarkson swallowed hurt and kept smiling. Fans saw the bright lights, but never the tears at home. When her marriage to Brandon Blackstock finally cracked, the nice girl image shattered in one loud snap. Brandon thought he held all the power. Rumors buzzed, headlines screamed, yet Kelly bit her tongue. Then she roared back, filing explosive court papers that proved she would not be bullied one more day. What tore the couple apart, and how did the showdown twist into a media circus? Stick around, because every secret is about to spill. Long before TV cameras, Kelly was a small-town Texas kid who sang in talent shows and church choirs. She worked at a movie theater, dreamed of college, and mailed demo tapes whenever she had spare cash. Money was tight, but the dream was huge. Flash forward to May 2002. Kelly clutched her shiny golden ticket, the pass to Hollywood Week on a brand new show called American Idol. Viewers, however, had to wait until episode 2 to see her sing, because producers were changing the schedule almost hourly. Kelly later laughed that season 1 felt like a TV experiment gone wild. Contestants got a single sheet of rules. Then everything changed the next morning. They had no vocal coaches, no stylists, not even steady rehearsal rooms. At one point, a bus dropped them in an outlet mall in Bart. Fine clothes good enough for national television. No helpers, no guide. Kelly, clueless about trends, grabbed bright white pants that made her look more like a cocktail waitress than a future powerhouse. Contestants faced brutal time limits. They had to pick songs overnight, cut them to 90 seconds, and perform while judges stared stone-faced. Every wrong note echoed to the giant auditorium. Yet Kelly kept calm, cracked jokes, and belted high notes that left jaws on the floor. The moment that changed everything. None of the chaos mattered once her voice filled the theater. On September 4th, 2002, inside the Kodak Theater, now the Dolby Theater, Kelly won and television history shifted. Her victory proved that average viewers could crown a brand new superstar from their living rooms, breaking records in a blink. 2 weeks later, September 17, 2002, Kelly dropped a double A-side single, Before Your Love, and A Moment Like This. It slid onto the Billboard Hot 100 at 60, hopped to 52, then blasted straight to number 1. That rocket jump smashed a 38-year record once owned by the Beatles. A Moment Like This ended 2002 as America's best-selling single. Success sprinted ahead. Kelly inked a deal with RCA Records, 19 Recordings and S Records, steered by Idol creator Simon Fuller and music titan Clive Davis. Cameras caught Davis beaming while the new star signed papers that would send her career into orbit. Thankful, the debut album that refused to fail. April 15th, 2003 brought Thankful, a disc that blended pop sparkle, smooth R&B, and a gospel edge. Heavyweights Rhett Lawrence, Diane Warren, The Underdogs, and Babyface loaded the tracks with hooks. Reviewers praised Kelly's outrageous power and soulful agility. Even though radio was ruled by urban beats, Thankful bulldozed the number 1 on the Billboard 200. Fans grabbed 4.5 million copies worldwide. The album turned double platinum in the USA, platinum in Canada, and gold in Japan and Australia. Billboard magazine crowned her the 10th biggest female artist of 2003. The lead single, Miss Independent, hammered its way into top 10 charts from the United States to Australia. 2 later singles stalled. Yet, The Trouble with Love is found new life when it played over the closing credits of Love Actually. Grammy voters even nominated Miss Independent for Best Female Pop Vocal Performance. Gold videos, Live Thunder, and one epic flop. November 2003 saw Miss Independent, Kelly's first video album, rushed to gold status in under 5 weeks. Early 2004 brought the Independent Tour with Clay Aiken, and every packed arena proved she was more than a studio wonder. Then came From Justin to Kelly, a beach party musical force by contract. Critics shredded it, moviegoers vanished, and Kelly later said filming felt like summer detention. The flop only fired her up to be taken seriously. TV gave her fresh playgrounds. She spoofed herself with idol judges on MADTV, then slid back to the 60s as Brenda Lee on American Dreams. At Christmas 2003, she flew to London for World Idol, belted an Aretha Franklin classic, and finished second behind Norway's Kurt Nilsson. Still shining even in silver. Early fame, lightning winds, and hidden worries. In 12 dizzy months, she scored a #1 album, Grammy nod, tours, and massive sales. Reporters asked if she feared vanishing like other reality stars. Kelly's answer was simple: watch me work. Yet the next storm would not hit the stage. It would punch straight at her heart. The struggle against love, when fairy tales crack. Kelly first met talent manager Brandon Blackstock in 2006 during rehearsals for the Academy of Country Music Awards. Just a handshake that day. Fate circled back in 2012 when Brandon's father reintroduced him backstage at the Super Bowl. Sparks flew fast. By December, Brandon proposed with dazzling yellow canary diamond ring, and Kelly yelled yes, so loudly the neighbors heard. The October 2013 wedding on a Tennessee farm looked picture perfect. She wore flowing lace, he wore cowboy boots, and country stars cheered. 2 babies followed, River Rose in 2014 and Remington Alexander in 2016. Photos showed cuddles and inside jokes, but behind those smiles, trouble brewed. Kelly's career exploded. Talk show host, tour headliner, children's book author, while Brandon managed her deals. Power lines blurred, tensions rose. Kelly later told friends she felt she carried the household alone, both emotionally and financially. Off stage, she wrote tear-stained songs nobody heard. The marriage unravels. By 2019, they were arguing more than laughing. Therapy sessions faded. Pandemic lockdowns magnified every crack, and lonely nights on their Montana ranch felt endless. In June 2020, Kelly filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. Court papers spoke of emotional distance and breakdown of trust. The battle turned ugly fast. Brandon requested huge spousal support. Reports said almost $200,000 each month. He also wanted the ranch kept as a family retreat. Kelly fought back, arguing she paid for nearly everything. Tabloids tracked every filing, counting dollars and tears. Custody of River and Remington became the most painful war zone. Both parents wanted primary care. Judges reviewed school plans, health records, and the children's wishes. In November 2020, Kelly won temporary primary custody, but the dispute dragged through 2021, draining time and fortune. The final ruling and a new beginning. March 2022 ended the saga. Kelly kept the ranch, most of her music earnings, and primary custody. Brandon received a one-time payout near $1 million plus limited monthly support. He moved back to Montana, choosing ranch life over Hollywood. Kelly said the fight ripped her soul in half, yet it forced her to rediscover her own strength. She funneled the pain into her 9th studio album titled Chemistry, turning heartbreak into art that fans screamed along with. When she belts the chorus of Mine, eyes closed and fists raised, arenas roar every word back. In that thunder, the hurt begins to heal. From a small-town Texas girl in borrowed pants to a global icon battling for freedom, Kelly Clarkson's journey proves one electrifying truth. No matter how fierce the storm, her voice will always rise above the noise and will shake the rafters every single time. Fans everywhere now hold their breath, waiting to see what fearless step she takes next. One thing is certain. When Kelly decides, the world will hear it loud and clear. A courtroom can feel colder than winter, and that is exactly where Kelly Clarkson found herself in November 2020 as the custody verdict rang out. One firm strike of the gavel granted her primary care of River and Remington, ending endless motions and sleepless nights spent fearing the worst. Reporters outside scribbled every word, while Kelly exhaled in shaky relief, knowing her children would sleep in her home for good. Yet one battle remained. The sprawling Montana ranch with rolling hills and a turquoise sky that once looked like a forever dream. Brandon argued he spent sweat and money there, but the judge examined the deeds and declared the land belonged to Kelly alone. Even so, Brandon lingered on the acreage, clinging to horses and memories until a final court order sent him packing by June 2022. Friends say silence hung in those fields the morning his truck roared down the dirt drive. While lawyers swapped briefs, Kelly made another choice far from flashing cameras. In February 2022, she petitioned to legally adopt the name Kelly Brienne, a nod to her middle name and a quiet promise to herself that she would never again let the past dictate her identity. She reminded fans that Kelly Clarkson would remain on albums and marquees. Yet Kelly Brienne felt like sole armor for everything still to come. The roots of that decision dig deep into childhood pain. Her father, Stephen Michael Clarkson, walked away when she was just 6, shutting the door on birthdays, graduations, and every milestone a daughter longs to share. His absence echoed through school plays and senior prom, leaving questions that stung like ice. Music became her diary. In the haunting ballad Piece by Piece, she sings of a little girl who waits at a window that never opens, her voice cracking as the orchestra swells. Fans weep because they know the story is real. He never returned, and each verse captures that lifelong bruise. For a shining stretch of early marriage, Brandon Blackstock filled that father-shaped hole, reminding Kelly that love could stay, water plants, and pay bills on time. He held her hand backstage, cheered during award shows, and rocked colicky babies at 3 a.m. Those tender acts inspired hopeful lines in her 2015 hit Piece by Piece, thanking him for lifting the parts her dad discarded. Sadly, the picture changed. Work pressures mounted, and Brandon's support faded into distant phone calls. Kelly realized she felt lonelier sharing a king-size bed than she ever felt as a single woman, a revelation that ripped through her journal pages. Accepting that her father would never apologize or explain, Kelly turned sorrow into fuel. She wrote verses between talk show tapings, sometimes wiping tears and laughing a minute later as she introduced celebrity guests. The studio became therapy, and microphones caught every heartbeat. That vulnerability shines across her 10th studio release, Chemistry. Dropped in June 2023, the album explores sparks that ignite and fires that burn down the house. Tracks like Mine roar with vengeance, while Favorite Kinda High floats with cautious hope. Critics from Rolling Stone to Variety raved that she transformed raw diaries into universal anthems, calling the project her boldest statement since Breakaway. Kelly's sense of humor never died. In a cheeky Christmas snippet promoting her holiday collection, she hung 4 red stockings over crackling fire. 1 read Kelly. 2 bore the kids' names, and the final sock was stamped nope in glittering letters. Fans howled because a single word turned heartbreak into a wink. Every social post carried a double mission: entertain viewers and reassure River and Remington that laughter still lives in their house. She reads them bedtime stories, plays tag in Central Park, and cooks Saturday pancakes shaped like dinosaurs, ensuring their childhood shines brighter than any headline. The family's move to New York City in 2023 symbolized fresh pages waiting to be written. Gone were dusty ranch roads, replaced by honking cabs, Broadway lights, and snowflakes swirling past high-rise windows. Taping Season 5 of The Kelly Clarkson Show in Rockefeller Center, let her walk to work, then race back for school pickup, a balance she once thought impossible. Fans watched her host with sparkling joy while confetti cannons blasted behind pop stars and authors alike. Between segments, she slipped backstage to video chat her children, proving you can chase big dreams without letting go of small hands. Romance now rests on the back burner. Kelly jokes that River polices her dating life, reminding Mom that boys are trouble. And for now, she happily agrees. Movie nights with homemade popcorn beat awkward app dates, and healing hearts is the priority. Hope lights her future, like Times Square on New Year's Eve. She carries lessons from every scar, believing the next chapter will mix adventure and peace in perfect measure. Think setbacks stopped her career? Think again, the scoreboard crushes doubt. Kelly's accolade list reads like a music museum. More than 100 songs bearing her name have reached the top of various Billboard charts, a number so large it makes statisticians blink. On Hollywood Boulevard, her star glitters beneath tourist footsteps, a permanent reminder that reality show winners can become legends. Sales figures sparkle too. Stateside, she has shifted over 25 million full albums and 45 million singles, numbers that jump off the page. 14 million of those albums and 35 million downloads came directly from American supporters who fell in love with that Texas twang and powerhouse belt. Only a tiny club of artists can brag about ruling for separate Billboard formats. Yet Kelly sits among them after conquering pop, adult contemporary, country, and dance rankings. This crossover mastery shows that a great voice ignores genre borders. Awards boards cannot stop applauding. VH1 slotted her 19th on the 100 Greatest Women in Music. Fuse placed her among the 30 greatest competition alumni, and Billboard tabbed her 11 top female force of this century by 2025. Simon Cowell still tells reporters that Idol gained more from meeting Kelly than she gained from winning, underlining her natural magnetism that television simply revealed to the world. Journalists line up with praise. The Hollywood Reporter hails her as the perfect pop star. Time magazine calls her influence deeper than people notice, and Billboard labels her a phenomenon who validate reality platforms as true talent pools. Thankful and Breakaway together move around 10 million copies, delivering hits like Since You've Been Gone and Behind These Hazel Eyes that still set karaoke nights on fire. During the 2000s, Kelly became the friendly face of pop for listeners who felt unseen by glossier idols. Writer John Lisiak credits her relatable charm and subtle stage presence for opening doors to a new wave of honest female vocals. Who could forget her rain-soaked 2005 MTV Video Music Award performance, where she sprinted to the crowd in jeans and a crop top, hitting impossible notes while water poured from the rafters. That stunt showed power can look casual and fun without overt provocation. She fought for creative control, co-writing much of her discography, pushing back when labels wanted generic beats, and insisting every lyric carry personal truth. Billboard writer Mickey Rapkin compared her throat-searing runs to the golden days of Aretha Franklin, celebrating a fearless woman who speaks her mind on social feeds just as loudly as she sings on stage. Television kept calling, and she answered with style. As a longtime coach on The Voice, she mentored fresh singers week after week, delivering pep talks that often ended with happy tears. Her team captured multiple victories, proving she can polish other diamonds as well as she polishes her own records. Beyond charts and trophies, she gives back without a spotlight. Kelly supports children's hospitals, disaster relief drives, and scholarships for young musicians, using her platform to hand hope to strangers the way music once handed hope to her. She often auctions prized guitars for charity, turning personal memories into life-changing donations. Kindness drives her every tour. Through every award speech and every live riff, Kelly Clarkson, now also Kelly Brienne, shows the world that real strength is forged in heartbreak, and real art is measured by how many souls it lifts. Kelly Clarkson's voice does more than soar over stadium speakers. It plants possibility inside young dreamers everywhere. Her footprint is stamped on playlists from bedrooms to arenas, a steady reminder that grit can outshine any glitter. Pop names like Vanessa Hudgens, Demi Lovato, Ava Max, Jordan Sparks, Ashley Tisdale, and Avril Lavigne all gushed that Kelly's courage lit their fuse and showed them a road that big labels once said was closed. Even country talents, such as Kelsey Ballerini and Priscilla Block, say her fearless mix of twang and power taught them to roar in studios packed with doubt. Kelly jumps from pop to rock to dance without losing an ounce of authenticity. Every stylistic leap feels like a dare. Try boxing me in and watch me blow the walls away. That agility, paired with chat next door warmth, creates a bond so strong that fans cross continents to hear a single chorus. Critics predict she will slow down, yet she breaks a fresh record, lands another show, or pens a lyric ripped straight from a listener's diary. She is no leftover reality contestant. She is a pioneer carving her name into music history, one daring riff at a time. Charity Storms, Songs That Heal. April 2007, Idol gives back. Beamed to millions and poverty met its match. Kelly stepped under the spotlight beside guitar legend Jeff Beck and unleashed Up to the Mountain, a performance so raw it shook wallets open worldwide. Her impact widened when she blasted a 5-song set at Live Earth, demanding that crowds fight climate chaos before the planet melts. Cameras caught her pumping a fist as a high C echoed through 7 nations. Kelly treats fame like a wrench, not a trophy. She linked arms with a march of dimes, stomping through rain alongside parents pushing strollers to raise stronger babies. Soon she flew to South Africa for a house of hope, hugging children scarred by HIV and violence. Back home, memories buzzed so loud she wrote, "You still won't know what it's like," and sang it at Night for Hope, turning heartbreak into healing cash. The list exploded. Save the Children, UNICEF, DoSomething.org, stomp out bullying, and the Save the Music Foundation all reported donation spikes after a single Clarkson tweet. Animals felt the love too. On her 60-acre Texas ranch, she built shelters for more than 80 wounded creatures, from three-legged goats to blind collies. She hauled hay at dawn and paid every vet bill until each tail wagged in safety. In Omaha, she raised tuition for the Opportunity Education Foundation, donating her performance fee and matching it in private. She filmed goofy seatbelt clips for State Farm's Celebrate My Drive, joined Feeding America to slash child hunger, and trekked to Peru with Green Mountain Coffee to spotlight fair trade farming. Disaster strikes? She fires up a live stream concert and drives viewers to Red Cross links until relief trucks roll. Which chapter surprised you most? Drop a comment, slam that like button, and subscribe for more untamed stories.